The Colts active once again at NFL free agency, signing an in-house free agent. A very important guy is back. Defensive end Tyquan Lewis inside the Power Home Solar Radio studio with us. I'm Matt Taylor with Casey Valier and Larra Overton. Tyquan, first of all, congratulations, man. I know the Colts made this a priority to bring you back in free agency. What does that mean to you to have another shot here with the Colts?
Oh, it means everything to me, Despite everything that happened last year, it just goes to show, like, the organization is a first-class organization. Chris still believes in me, and the relationships here amongst, like, the trainers and everyone in the building, is the best you could imagine, and I'm thankful, and, I'm just excited to get going again.
Tyquan, since the end of the season, you've stayed around. You've been rehabbing. You've been working out. I know you've chatted with Chris. What confidence did he reiterate in you? Because when he did his season-ending press conference, you were one of the names that he noted, that he, made a point to touch on the impact that you had on this defense prior to that devastating injury, and it appeared that that was going to be a priority to try to bring you back and make this deal work to have it for the foreseeable future.
Right. When I got drafted here, Chris, he always believed in me, and, I mean, sometimes I think he believed in me more than I believed in myself sometimes, and I appreciate Chris and everyone that's around him, I'm just so thankful, like, to have, like, a GM like him. I mean, he's a first-class guy, stand-up guy, and, even when the injury happened, I'm not gonna say I lost confidence. I didn't really, like, lose anything. As soon as it happened, I was, like, looking up at the sky, and I was just like, all right, like, what's next? Like, just another adverse situation in my life, despite all the other things I already been through. And I just looked up, and I was just like, what's next? Looked at EB, and I was like, EB, let's go to rehab. We cracked a smile. Like, the pain, nothing was existing at the time, so I was just ready to get back going, ready to get back to rehab and, get ready for this moment, just ready to play again.
With all the adversity that you'd fought through previously in your career, did that help you? Did that help your mindset going into this, or was it initially defeating for you? How quickly were you able to turn the tide to, this is an opportunity, let's just get right back to it, because you've had this situation, similar situations before? Right.
When it happened, I looked down on my leg, and I was just like, there's nothing left to do. And I'm like, and I'm never a person to dwell on something, so I was just like, let's just turn the page, let's just get back to it, I was like, we know, like, what was going to happen, like, moving forward, like, free agent year, like, I'm like, oh, I got to hear that, all these things, all these factors, and I'm just like, none of it matters right now. The only thing that matters is right now. Like, how could I get better right now? Like, in the training room, like, as a person, as a dad, all these things. That's the only thing I was thinking about, like, right now. Like, I have to do these things right now. I have to start rehab right now. Like, I have to make my mind stronger than ever right now because, all those things I already went through, like, the only thing that it did was prepare me for right now. So, I just took it with, like, a grain of salt almost, and I was just like, this is not going to beat me down. I'm just going to keep going, and, I think I got to get a shout out to DT, I was a young pup at his camp, and my word was perseverance. And I told him all my life, like, I've been looking for you. And when I got drafted, he called me, and I asked him if he remembered me. He was like, yeah. And I was like, man, perseverance was always my word. Like, no matter what happens, I always push through. Like, and that's how I look at life. Like, no matter what goes on in life, you just got to keep going. Perseverance is, I feel like everybody should have a little bit of it.
I think everybody in this room would agree that at the time of the injury, you were really coming on. It was almost like that was like almost the breakout play. They were like, all right, here, we're going to see Tyquan the rest of the year. And then we had the injury. So at this point now in your recovery, how's it going? How you feeling?
Oh, I feel amazing. I'm ahead of schedule. I'm running, I'm jumping. I'm amazed at myself sometimes at the things I could do. I'm not even going to lie. But I mean, I feel great mentally. You know, I'm just ready to like keep progressing. Every day I just like try to figure out like one thing where I could just get better at. I put these goals together. Like each week I want to get like 5-10 pounds stronger, or you know, just doing something like, oh, I want to like. Well, I got my flexibility back. Like I don't know if I could get any more flexible, but
I wish I could say the same.
you know, let's just be at home like, all right, let's keep stretching. You know, that was the main thing. Like I was like, oh man, like this injury might change me forever. But I was like, man, you know, like, let's just keep stretching it. Like I don't care. Like if I can't like, you know, stretch my quad all the way out, like I'm gonna keep trying. But now it's like right back where I was.
Right.
You know, so
I got the Jane Fonda on record. I got the Jane Fonda vinyl. I can give it to you. You know, maybe you can use it as a frisbee or something.
Nah, man. You said you got it on vinyl?
Yeah. I gotta give you a turntable too. Show you how to plug it in.
At home. My mom got me. She actually got me one for Christmas. You know.
There you go.
Yeah, she got me all the Kanye West albums and The Weeknd. Those are my two favorites.
Yeah.
And DMX.
It just sounds a little bit different on vinyl, right?
Oh yeah.
Makes it hit home a little bit.
Yeah,
different.
it
I like
definitely
that.
does. You know, drop it over there.
Yeah, you got to get
Spins,
get
you
it
like,
in the
oh,
groove.
man.
Yeah. See, Larra doesn't even know what we're talking
I
about.
have
you
one
know?
at home.
Oh,
I got
do
a
you?
little
All right.
Victrola.
Wow,
man.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
Name dropping over here.
Playing classics, man.
Yeah, I don't want to
I've got
say.
the Take Care album.
I don't
want
wanna
to
sell Larra short.
She likes Drake. Drake, he's a good artist. He's a good artist, though. I can't hate.
That's Tyquan Lewis with us, Colts defensive end. He's back in the fold in free agency for Indianapolis. You know, Casey kind of touched on it a little bit, but you know, just we're up there calling the game. Larra's on the field. I mean, you're just having this great season, a breakout season of sorts, and just you know that play was just so. It was so awesome. I mean, you sink in coverage, you pick off Ryan Tannehill, you're returning the ball up the field in plus territory. Right. Colts are up 2 scores, and then you're tackled forward. You have the injury, but before that, though, I mean, did you feel like you were really on the come? You know, in what you were able to do from your defensive end position in terms of your flexibility and the impact you were having on this defense?
Yeah, I mean, that day, I remember that day like clear as ever.
Yeah, it was Halloween.
Yeah. I woke up that morning. I said, I'm going to have 3 sacks today. Like,
and you were on your way.
Yeah, I was like.
Did you think you were going to have a pick?
I didn't think about a pick. I just knew I was going to have a I was like, I'm going to get a turnover. I think me and Flus had just talked about it. He was like, this is going to be your day. And I was like, you're right. Like, I woke up feeling so good that the way I felt that morning was too good to be true. Like, I was just feeling that good. I was in the zone. I had like 2 QB hits, a sack, then a pick. I was like, oh my God. Like, dude, this day here is like insane. And like throughout the whole season, it was like just chipping away like each week. And then it was just like, all right, like getting quarterback hits, you getting pressure. It's just like one day it's just all gonna click. And then, you know, I was hoping like after I got the first sack, I was like, all right, like let's just keep going. And then like the injury happened, but I'm like, all right, I can still hunt quarterbacks this season, so it's cool.
You're amazing. I mean, seriously, no, I'm trying to give you a major compliment. That attitude for you, most guys would kind of just go into a bad place, but
dwell.
Yeah.
Oh no, man, I don't dwell on nothing.
But where does your great attitude, your positive outlook on things, where does that come from?
I really wish I could tell you. I say my grandparents.
Yeah.
Like no matter, I think it was just no matter the situation. Like my great grandmother, she was like always just another day, another blessing.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the way you look at it. I don't go to sleep upset. Like I don't wake up the next day thinking about what happened yesterday because all I have is right now. Like I just can't I don't know. I just can't think about those things. So I just try to keep a good mindset, always positive. Just trying to like progress through whatever it is. It gets dark sometimes, but I don't. You don't want to go to those dark places, man.
Mm-hmm.
You just gotta believe in yourself for one, though. Like you always gotta be thankful. Always gotta believe in yourself, like because all you need is opportunity. You know, it doesn't matter how big it is, how small it is. You know, once you get a little bit of opportunity, you know, open the doors for much more.
Looking ahead to these next few weeks, the upcoming OTA minicamp period, this is a highly motivated defense. You guys are bringing back a lot of guys, a lot of big playmakers. You mentioned Matt Eberflus now in Chicago. You have Gus Bradley. You're going to have Nate Ollie as the defensive line coach. What conversations have you been able to have with the new guys who are leading this defense? What excites you about the potential there is for growth among this defense, especially along the defensive line?
You know, the conversations we had thus far is it's going to be an attacking defense where, you know, we get 9 techniques, you know, get to roll off the ball a little more. I mean, who doesn't like that as a defensive end? You know, probably, that equates to more sacks in my opinion. You know, like, you don't have to play a 6 technique, get started again, you know, but 9 tech, you rolling off the ball. But also, like, all the guys around, like, I mean, it's still pretty much all the same guys, and we all, like, you know, we all gel together. Like, you know, I'm excited to be back into the fold, like, with those same guys. Like, you know, I love each and every one of those guys. I texted Zaire yesterday, like, man, if there's a way, you know, we could get everybody together for the next 3 to 4 years, man, we could really, you know, we could take this thing by storm, you know, like, and I'm just excited to be around those same guys.
As Larra mentioned, you bring back a lot of those same guys. A couple guys entering year 2, you know, expecting for big jumps in guys like Quiddy, and then also, you know, we don't really get a full year of Dio. What are you expecting to see out of those 2 youngsters in year 2?
Oh man, you know, those 2 guys, I know for a fact they're gonna come ready and be ready to play, like, even more. Like, you know, you get that first taste of, like, year 1, and you see how the league works. It's the longest year of your life, like. Everybody knows this, like, and when you come back year 2, like, refreshed, you know, probably more motivated because now you're like, oh, I got some time, like, you know, I'm getting into the swing of this pro thing, like, let me actually go out here and play, and I know those 2 are gonna come back, like, refreshed, refocused, ready to work. So.
With this new scheme, you know, last year you had the backdrop of COVID, and, you know, in 2020 everything got wiped out. But with a new scheme on defense and OTAs and a new defensive coordinator in Gus Bradley, how important will the month of, you know, April, May, and then the minicamp in June? I mean, that's a huge springboard opportunity going into training camp.
Right. I mean, time is everything.
Yeah.
Time on the turf, you know.
Right.
Learning new people is the main thing, you know, because everybody interacts differently. Like, that's the thing. Like, you could bring all the schemes you want, but, like, you have to, like, it's the players that have to play, you know, and the coaches coach. But we all have to find a way to come together. I think that's the main thing, our interactions amongst each other in order to make this work. And, I mean, like, as I've met with all the coaches, like, you know, I've seen, like, nothing but great things, like, great attitudes, you know, so, I mean, it's all new, so even, like, if it's new, it's still good to, like, get off to a great start with those attitudes, like, all right, like, we're here together, like, let's do this.
No doubt about it. It's Tyquan Lewis, defensive end for the Indianapolis Colts. Again, congrats are in order on a new deal, a fresh start, if you will, coming off that injury. What else is on your slate between now and the offseason workout program? Personally, you know, what are you trying to get in before the grind kind of sets in again? Besides record shopping.
I actually been picking up new hobbies, I guess.
Yeah?
Yeah, I got a C10 truck.
Perfect.
So
doing a little work on that.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I'm gonna try to bring it to life. That. Can't wait to get back on my bike, go for a bike ride.
For sure.
Yeah, you know,
for sure.
I'm a huge biker now, so.
Awesome. I didn't know you were such a gearhead. That's great.
Hey, man. No, I don't think nobody really knows. But.
You've been watching HGTV?
You know I do.
I know you do.
You know I love HGTV.
Love it or listed?
Go to, yeah.
Love it or listed. Yeah. They moved out of North Carolina. They moved to Canada. So
who did?
I love her listed. You know, I'm pretty disappointed about that. But it's okay. I did get a lot of renovations done in my house in North Carolina. I haven't had a chance to enjoy it yet, but that's okay, though. I got the month of June.
Yeah. Chip and Joanna Gaines. You know where your next project is. Tyquan Lewis, take a flyer, man. It's awesome to have you back. It's great to see you again, and best of luck with the rehab, and can't wait for next year.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys.